Hey everybody, Chris George here, back with another No Excuses with Chris G. This is our show where we give brands the opportunity to jump on live with me and ask me questions that can help their brand grow and scale. And today, we've got Dawn Walsh with Puzzle Culture Box. Dawn, thank you so much for jumping on with me today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with you.
Of course, I'm glad to have you. So Dawn, before we get started, and I know we're going to touch on a lot of different subjects around brand awareness and marketing and brand messaging, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and about Puzzle Culture Box.
Sure. So my name is Dawn Walsh. I'm from New York City, born and raised. I was in corporate retail for many, many years on the planning side and merchandising and things like that. When the pandemic hit, I was laid off and I decided to take my shot and go my own way and start my own business. So I went with a love of mine, which is puzzles. And obviously it seems like a love of many people during the pandemic as well. And a love of subscription boxes. And I really wanted to find a way to combine what I love with both of those things. And so I came up with Puzzle Culture Box to really bring one independent artwork to the puzzles and make it a little bit more modern and interesting and bring some diversity into what's out there from a puzzle perspective. And then with that, creating a theme around those puzzles and curating gifts that go and kind of enhance the experience of what that artwork is. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been really interesting. It's been a huge learning of sure. Putting this together, running the business, sourcing. I try to use small businesses as well as much as possible to curate those gifts. I want that to be part of what I'm doing as well, is bringing independent art to people, but also bringing new brands and getting some exposure for them as well from this box.
So I love it. One, I think a couple things. I think launching the pandemic probably did help because people were stuck at home. Two, I think that when you're building a brand that has where people can collect things, like people probably like puzzles and collecting them, and then I'm guessing they'll frame some of them and put them up, or it's always a good business because you build a community around it. And I think you could probably get creative down the road where people are like voting on what the next puzzle should be and things like that.
Yeah.
But no, that's great. Amazing. So congrats on launching and taking that leap and starting your own business and doing what you love. It's a very difficult step to take, and you've taken it. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So let's start off. What's your first question for me that I can be as most helpful on?
Yeah. So my biggest question is really, how do I broaden my brand awareness and really get my name out there without spending a ton of marketing dollars. I feel like I put money into like Google ads or Facebook ads or things like that, and I just don't see the return on that. And I like, how do I really get my name out there?
Yeah. So let's talk about how much you've spent on those things. Like, how much have you spent on Facebook trying to acquire customers, if anything?
I'd probably say in all, over the last year, I spent maybe like $400.
Okay. And have you seen any conversions from that?
Very, very little. Very little.
One thing about Facebook, you have to remember, you have to spend a little bit to learn like what works. And I think what's important here is there's probably some like puzzle connoisseurs, right? Like people that are like really advocating. Like, how do we get this in front of them so they can talk about it? So have you done any sort of like micro influencer outreach?
So I'm starting to do that a lot more now. I've done some. I've gotten, I've had a few people that I've sent them a box and, they've done their reviews. I see a couple of bites here and there. But again, I'm not sure like how much should I be doing that? Is it better to do that and like just send 50 boxes out to a bunch of people as opposed to spending $400 on Facebook?
So you've been in business for a year, and I know you have some subscribers. So on average, how long are they staying on for before they cancel?
My churn rate's been pretty low. It's about 4%. And I'm seeing people buy an annual subscription a lot more than they buy the like individual quarterly subscriptions. So about 70 to 75% of my subscriptions are the annual. So they stay on at least for the whole year because they're buying it up
This
front.
is for the quarterly. They get 4
Yeah.
boxes a year.
So it's yes.
And how much is
so
that?
They buy the 4 up front. It's $124.99.
And when they renew, how many have you gone through the process of renewing and seen how many of those yearlies renewed?
So my very first round of renewals for the annuals just passed in the beginning of June. And I lost 2 out of 16 like renewals for that. My next big one will be coming up in July.
So 14 of them renewed.
Yes.
Good. So one thing to think about is like we need to identify how much we're making on all these customers. So if let's say, on average they stay on for, we'll say, you're looking at pretty much at least 2 years. I suppose that out of those 16, a decent amount of them are going to stay for a third time, but even if half left, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say it was 2 years. So you got $250. How much did you say 1 year was? 130?
About 125. We'll say 125.
For 250. What's your margin? Are you at a 50% margin or?
Yeah, at least.
At least. Good. So you're making $125 on the person over time. At a minimum, we know that that's a number. This isn't counting potential upsells and anything else. So, do you have some people that are monthly or quarterly? They pay every quarter?
Yeah, I do have
some. How's the churn on that?
It's about the same. I've seen mostly renewals on the quarterlies as well. I think I've lost, again, it's about a 4% churn rate.
Okay.
I really don't lose very many.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. So now imagine if you gave away 1 box and then for every box you gave away, you got a subscriber. I would say you're probably winning, right? Because what's your cost for 1 box? Is it $40 a quarter if you buy it monthly?
Yes, it's about $40. Yeah.
Okay. And your cost is $20. So you paid $20 to get someone that's going to make you $125.
Yeah.
Right. It's really good unit economics.
Yeah.
So you're still like at the basics of like building a business. The truth is you need to like literally get as scrappy as possible. Your model's proven that people are going to stay on, at least on a small scale. I don't know what happens when you start to scale bigger.
Yeah.
But you theoretically can spend $40 to $50 to get somebody right now. So what I would do is if you've got the ability to, is I would take a little bit more of a shot on Facebook and say like, try to spend $400 in 2 weeks and see how many people you get. Right now, I get it. Like you're building a brand. Facebook marketing is not easy. Obviously, people do this for a living, so they optimize it. But you can like look up some like little tutorials on like building an ad and building the brand manager and making your ad sets a little bit better and at least testing it on a small scale. And that's where I would start. And I'd also start with like, I'd get a bunch of micro influencers and say, hey, I'll send you a free puzzle if you build it and talk about it. And then just measure the success of each of those. So give each one of them like a unique bit.ly link. So a unique link so you know if somebody signed up from them.
Yeah.
And if every person you gave one to, on average, you got 1 sign up, it's a no-brainer. Right?
Yeah. And
I'm sure there's some YouTubers that would love this, that would talk about it and build it, give them one for free. You have to remember, if you're making $150, $125 on somebody, you can spend $40 to acquire them.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to scale, you can spend 50, you can spend 60.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah. So don't be afraid to spend. You need to spend some money and take some shots and get a little scrappy.
Yeah.
And that'll get you some more subscribers.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah, sure.
It helps to walk through it like that.
Like some people need a little nudge. I get it. Right. Like you're afraid to spend money. What's going to happen? Like you got to, though.
Yeah.
Because like, imagine if you figured out that for every $50 you spend on Facebook, you get 1 customer, and you knew that customer was going to make you $125, let's say over the course of 2 years. Well, you could spend $10,000 and get 50 customers. No, whatever that number comes out to, you'd get 200 customers.
Yeah.
You just, it's a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. What else?
Well, I know how much you like TikTok. Do you think it's something I should pursue?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, look at all those TikTokers that make their videos where they make them and then they destroy them in front of their friends. Like, right? Like that was a trend. I don't know if it's still trending, but I think TikTok still has free organic exposure. Do I think it results in a ton of sales? No, but it's good brand awareness.
Yeah.
And if I could give TikTokers like puzzles and ask them to build them, yeah, I would do it all day.
Yeah. I can go the route of getting other people to TikTok for me and not me do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
myself.
yeah, for sure. Or you just find TikTokers that you'll send them a free puzzle to build it and
Yeah.
show it off, right? And like again, like I said, there was a trend where people would make puzzles and then they would like as soon as they were done making it,
Yeah, they
like the
throw them
mom
at
made it, like the son would come in and daughter would go destroy it. Like,
yeah.
let's have them do that with our puzzles, right?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I would do.
All right. So my other question was, so I started the sub box business on Cratejoy, and I have my website. Being on a marketplace, there's pros and cons to it, I think, just from being out there and them doing some marketing for me. But it costs a lot for me to sell a box with them. They take a pretty hefty percentage. But I don't know if it's worth it for me to stay on there until I continue to
Are you
grow
on
some
Cratejoy or are you
more.
on Amazon also? Are
I'm sorry?
you on Cratejoy or Amazon?
I'm on Cratejoy.
Okay. And they take 15% or so?
They take 11%.
Yeah,
Plus
cheap.
like 10
Cheap.
cents or something. Is it?
All day.
Okay.
So think about the numbers I just told you. I said if you could pay $50 to acquire a customer, that would make you $125. That's like 40%. They're only taking 11.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So if you could get an 11% acquisition cost all day long, you would take it.
Yeah.
Even Amazon at 15% all day long. All day long, all day long, all day long.
All right. So then I'll stay.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. And try to get on Amazon, and I can help you with that after. I can introduce you to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about going on Amazon. I just felt like it was such a big thing.
They have a whole subscription box section.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to learn about that.
Yeah. And think about finding like Facebook groups that do puzzles or like little communities.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a big content guy. I'm trying to think about the content you could create around this. I don't know what you could do. I would think about it, but I think you play off of like people voting on designs and future designs or having contests with like individuals that if their design gets the most likes and follows, that you'll use that in a future puzzle. Because then what ends up happening is like, so I'm gonna give you a hypothetical situation. You get like 40 or you get 50 artists. Well, I'll say 10 artists. You're in a contest with those 10 artists. Yeah. And you tell those artists, whoever's artwork gets the most votes and likes and followers to Puzzle Culture Box, they'll win $500 and their design will be one of the upcoming future puzzles. So now what happens is those 10 individuals start to promote your brand for you.
Yeah.
And they get you followers to your page. And so like, yeah, $500 is nothing if you can get like another 1,000 followers and you get a bunch of exposure and you get like, all you need is 10 signups. I would think about doing something cool like that.
That is cool. That sounds really cool, actually.
You want to engage with the community, right? And get everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's fun.
Yeah. So I'm mostly on Instagram when it comes to social media. From what I've found, they're much more engaged from a puzzle community. I do have some like groups that I'm trying to work with on Facebook as well, but Instagram has been kind of my main focus. How should I try and spread it a little bit more between both of them? Like, do you think, is it better to kind of focus in on one and like really build
It's
that?
so easy to post on both that I'd be posting on both, right? Like you can get like a Hootsuite that posts to both accounts, right? Like when you go to post on Instagram, it asks you if you want this to go on Facebook. So like I would just be posting on both.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing you should do is like 30 minutes a day when you're like laying in bed or you're laying down, you should look up #puzzle and look at people that are made puzzles and then comment on there.
Yeah.
Love your puzzle.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't say like, come check us out. Don't say, just comment on it. And then you're gonna, let me look it up right now. Actually, let me look up #. Let's see. comes up. Oops. So if I look up hashtag puzzle and I go to recent, like this person 3 minutes ago, she's clearly a puzzle person.
Yes.
Don't see it. Okay.
Yeah.
No, there.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And my YouTube channel for coloring, arts, craft, book related puzzles. I would literally comment like, love that puzzle.
That's
like,
it.
or like, you know, it looks like took a long time. Like I just make comments. Like
Yeah.
all these people are putting together puzzles and I'd be commenting, getting you free brand awareness.
Yeah.
Like these people like puzzles. I mean, even if I search the top most recent thing, like this, let's see here. Yeah, like this person, Goodnight Clocks. I mean, like there's just so many people posting puzzles. I mean, the hashtag puzzle has 4.9 million posts.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice little scrappy way to get engaged with people, get some awareness to what you're doing.
No, I think that's great. Yeah, I will be doing more of that. I try to be as engaged as possible, but I will do a lot more of that. I think.
Like when we started Gentleman's Box, we used to have somebody that 30 minutes a day, they would literally find like dapper looking guys and like comment like nice outfit or like cool tie, thumbs up.
That's cool.
And then it would get their attention.
Yeah, that's smart. Okay, I'm going to start doing that too. I'm in a blackout time.
Yeah. Hey, if you're an entrepreneur, you're always working. You find time to do everything.
Yeah.
Well, give me one last final question here.
So every once in a while, I will do like an Instagram live stream with one of my small vendors that I've worked with, just to kind of have a little chat and, you know, give them a little brand awareness as well. Do you think that that's worthwhile? Do you think that's a good thing to kind of connect my brand with? Should I continue to do those?
Continue to do them, whether one person watches or 100. Okay. Consistency is critical. You start to build relationships. You start to engage the community. People will start tuning in as your following goes up. 100%. Create as much content as possible.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Love it.
All right.
Well, that was an easy one. Any last anything else?
That was an easy one. Yeah. I think, I mean, I'm still small. I feel like I'm still starting out. When do you I don't know, like how do you feel you can really get that big boost?
Is this your only source of income right now?
Right now it is.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You know, you just got to get super scrappy. Like literally all these little things I'm talking about, like going out and commenting, find 100 influencers to send a puzzle to. Like you got to get super scrappy because you don't have the marketing dollars to like get aggressive on Facebook and Instagram, right? You got to get super scrappy. You got to like literally die for this and just pound the pavement until you get enough subscribers that are driving in enough revenue where you can start to take a little bit of a leap of faith on Facebook or Instagram. And that's what I would do. I'd literally just be like, you're coming out, you have quarterly puzzles, you're starting monthly. Yeah. Why are you starting monthly? Because they want monthly?
I've gotten some feedback from a bunch of people that they'd like to see the monthly. The monthly is also going to be, so the quarterly is 1,000 piece and the monthly will be a 500. So some people are a little hesitant with the 1,000. So I feel like the 500 might also just be a little bit
one
easier.
Thing to consider is you have to make 12 puzzles a year.
Yeah.
Right. And do people like to make a puzzle a month? You tell me.
Yeah.
That's pretty common.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. So then, 500 piece puzzle, then I would start doing that. But like outside of creating those and then shipping them, like I'm assuming they come prepackaged, like then like they come like in a bag.
The puzzles are ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when the rest of my time is getting super scrappy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, sounds great.
All right, Don. Well, thanks so much for being on.
Thank you. I
Hopefully
appreciate
you'll be in Dallas this year. Try to come out. Our event's going to be in Dallas, September 21st to the 23rd. We'll be live in person, so it'll be a ton of great people for you to meet. But again, thanks so much for being on. For those of you that are watching, we have a webinar on Thursday with Wyland where we're going to talk about data and how to use data to make better decisions for your business. Data can be very important. So make sure you RSVP for that. That is absolutely free. You can go to the link here that's shown below. Also on Friday, I'm going to be on with Derek Dickow, who is a master of networking. And networking can be so critical, especially when you're at a live event. And so going into Sub Summit, I think that'll be a really good content. So we'll be live Friday for that. And again, Sub Summit tickets are on sale, so you can go to subsummit.com for those. Dawn, thank you again so much for being on.
Thank you.
Of course. Hope to see you soon. And for everybody watching, I hope you have a great week. And I will see you guys all live on Friday. Thank you so much.
All right.